Fishing Frenzy Live with Nikki, and we have the amazing Fluke Master is back. He's returned to another episode, another podcast with us. What's going on, Fluke?
Oh, not much. I'm not that amazing, but this is our third podcast. This is
This
pretty
is
cool.
our third one. This is our third show together. This is great. I told you guys he'd be back, and we have some great news. He's returned with a win, and I'm gonna let him talk about that as soon as we get some people starting to come in. I see we have what's going on, Gary? Hey, Gary says hello, Nikki and everyone. Are you allowed to? Can you see the comments, Fluke, or
Yep,
no?
I
Are
can see
you
him.
yeah,
Yep,
okay?
I can see him. Yep.
He said, "Hey, Gene. Hey, Gary. Hey, Maddie. What's going on? Maddie, Dylan, Ray. What's going on? Everybody's starting to roll in. Hey, Juan. What's going on, Juan? Vox Guitars. Happy Wednesday, and guys, happy Halloween too. Halloween's tomorrow. I'm not going to get to see you guys, so happy Halloween. I should have dressed up. That's what I should have done today. You should have. I should have dressed up like Fluke. I should have gotten the Georgia hat. Why didn't I think of that, Fluke?
Ah,
Wait, that was our big chance.
yeah, but then
Oh,
that would have meant I would have had to dress up like you, and I don't look
yeah.
good in that. So,
This is the,
I don't do shorty shorts very good.
you don't do short shorts.
Girl, my legs haven't seen the sun in 5, 6 years.
About as white as my shirt, aren't they?
Exactly. Yeah. I burnt. If you wear shorts on a kayak, you get burnt real easy, and it's usually
Oh.
a two-tone burn. So I stopped wearing shorts a long time ago. So yeah, it's pale white
Oh my God, Fluke. I can't imagine those pasty white legs.
with
What's going on,
crocodiles.
Carl? With crocodiles? Oh, the
Yeah.
Crocs. You wear the Crocs, right? So you got the
Hmm.
dots all on the foot.
Yep. That's actually my phrase. I was the very first person
You
ever on
were.
social media 100 years ago to call them crocodiles.
I will be your witness on that. I remember that.
Oh
What's going on,
goodness.
Carl? Juan, Ray, new fishing. Hey, what's going on? I hear you, Fluke. My legs are whiter than the whites of my eyes. Come on, guys. You guys got some pasty legs. You got to
Oh
get some
yeah.
tan legs like this right here.
That's
What
no reason
happens
for
when
me to go to Florida in the summertime. Not a single reason.
That's what happens when you're fishing out in Florida every day. Oh, Ray says, "How's Captain Butch doing?" Ray, thank you so much for asking. He's doing a lot better. He's coming around. I just talked to him today. Um, he's got a scar from his sternum from here all the way to right here. They cut him open and took out some intestine from
Yeah.
what's it called, diverticulitis,
Yep.
and they found a big cyst like the size of a softball on there. They had to remove that, so it was supposed to be laparoscopic originally,
Oh
but it ended.
gosh.
Yeah, it was supposed to be laparoscopic, and now he came out with a scar. Like, I felt so bad. He just got the staples out today,
Yeah.
um, and he wants to go fishing. He wants to get out on the boat, and the doctor's
Uh-uh.
like, "Oh,
Mm-mm.
you
Tell
got
him
at
to do
least a few more
exactly what the
weeks."
doctor
Yeah.
says. Yeah, because that can kill you in a heartbeat if that stuff ruptures.
Oh my God.
So
I
yeah.
felt so bad. Yeah, he's under the weather, and but he's out driving. He's moving around, so he's doing good. He just wants to get back into a normalcy. So thanks for
Yep.
asking, Ray.
He'll get there.
Maddie says, "Where you headed, Fluke?" You don't think he's heading anywhere, are you, Fluke? You're just
Not for a
sitting in,
week. Yeah, not for a
not
week
for
or
a
so.
week.
Yeah, next tournament's on Lake Hartwell in a couple of weeks. It's the Georgia Bass Nation Georgia State Championship, which kind of funny. My buddies are the ones that talked me into fishing one of the qualifying events. I'm like, man, I don't really want to, because that's back when I didn't want to fish any tournaments. I still don't want to fish them serious. And so I qualified for the state championship. Now, because I qualified for the national championship through the last tournament, the tournament I just won. Now I just want to do it to help them qualify for the national championship. So yeah.
Thanks, Jennifer. Thanks, Carl. Been there, done that with diverticulitis. Yeah, Jennifer, it's no joke.
Nope.
I've never been through it, but I've been friends with people that have been through it, and I hear it's like the worst pain ever. Hi, all the way from South Africa, Brian.
Sweet.
Wow, thank you so much, Brian, for joining us. South
Some of the
Africa.
some of the most beautiful largemouth bass you'll ever see come out of the lakes in South Africa. They're like they got
Really?
muscle on top of muscle, and they're beautiful green, nice clear water. Yeah,
Have you ever
beautiful.
been
No,
there?
no,
No.
no.
Think blessed to down with the team, go third, and MLF Lake you follow. Finished 13th in AOL points. JCast fishing team. Wow, congratulations.
Sweet.
Third, and wow, that's amazing. Congratulations. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, I'm better too. It was a tough one for me too. My blood sugar fell on me. It was just this month has just been crazy. I'd be okay, up my blood sugar would be up, and then I would be just okay, where I can, get through, and then there'd be I can't get out of bed. It's just there's
Yeah.
no in between. But I'm just happy to be here with you guys now. There's no way I was gonna miss it. I couldn't wait to have Fluke on. Fluke's got a lot of good news to share with you guys today. And first year, definitely going to keep representing JCast Fishing. Yes, please keep letting us know about it too. I'm so excited when you guys let us know about your tournaments and things. I want to see some pictures too, JCast. Fluke, you need a Georgia Bulldog as a pet dog?
No,
Fluke says no.
you think y'all have bad health problems? Those dogs have horrible health problems. I prefer a mutt. I like the ones that have, Heinz 57 dog has 55, 57 different breeds in it. Those last
Fluke's
forever. They're
like,
usually really smart. And I don't want any pure breeds. No. Good.
Race. Ray says, Nikki and Jean, what is a good frog rod? We just talked about
The Asagi one is really good. That's what I use.
yeah, the Asagi rod. I would say the Asagi rod. I would go with the Asagi
Yeah.
rod, Ray.
It's not so heavy that you can't cast a light frog with it. That's what I like about it. But it's heavy. That's backbone strong enough to be able to really. One of the fish I caught in this tournament, it was on a frog, but I'll qualify that it was only 12 feet away from me. It wasn't like way out there. I threw right to it and it bit. So
Yeah. Gary says the Spiral too. That's what I was gonna go with too, is the Spiral. Gary, good idea. The Spiral, Asagi, Speed Demon Pro.
yeah.
Yes. Listen to Gary Ray too, also. The Spiral is a great one too. Let's go Dodgers. So guys, we have Fluke Master as our guest today. He's going to tell us all about his tournament he just won. We're so excited about that. As you know, this is his third time being on the show. I told you guys he'd be back, to talk about his adventures and also to answer any questions to you guys. And also, we're going to do two giveaways today. We're going to have two winners. We're going to do two in live giveaways. So what we're going to do is, how we do the in live giveaways. I'll have you guys spam a certain name or whatever product. I'll scroll through, close my eyes, and pick a winner. And then maybe we'll have Fluke do one too. And we'll have two winners picked today for you guys. So that's, my sorry that I've been away. And thank you guys for joining us today. And we have one product to talk about. That's the V15 heavy duty rod rack that just came in. So we're going to talk about that. But first, before we do anything, I want to hear about Fluke's story. I'm so excited. Guys, if you don't know, Fluke just won a huge tournament. And take it away, Fluke. Tell us about it.
So it was the Bassmaster Kayak Series or it's basically their trail series, and it's consists of the best kayak anglers in the country fishing together. There's 194 boats, and we fished in Shreveport, Louisiana, either Lake Caddo or Lake Bistineau were our options, and and it was fun. I did it just because I love those two lakes. It's one of those things where I just like, you know what, I'll drop the money and then I'll spend the time to go figure these lakes out. And I got really excited about them because those are my favorite lakes in the fall. And so I headed there back in September when it was still open to. It wasn't really pre-fishing, more of a scouting trip, and spent a week there looking around Caddo and marked a bunch of waypoints, and then came back, for official practice. And first 2 days, spent 2 days on Bistineau and did really good. I mean, like 90 inches, which is a really good limit. And then went back to Caddo for a day, caught like a 70-inch limit. And I'm like, nope, I'm done. I said, I'm not even coming back to this lake. I scratched it. That whole 7 days of scouting wasn't even, it was a waste of time. But went back to Bistineau. And Bistineau was pretty interesting. They have a 9-foot drawdown, so there's a lot of water dropped out of the lake. And so the way I found these fish was I looked at the Google Earth, and I said, okay, where's the shallowest part of the lake, and where do all the fish that live shallow going to have to go when 9 feet of water drops out of their lake? And I
Right.
found this drain that was about through 250, 300 yards long. And when I went and checked it the very first day of pre-fishing, it was slap full of fish. I mean, there
Oh
were
my God.
thousands upon
Oh,
thousands of fish, which is a good and a bad thing. Okay, so they were all concentrated in one area, but if you spook them, you will spook the whole school. And so,
Oh,
especially since they were 4 foot and shallower, you really had to be careful. And so, I went back each day of practice and checked them to see where they were because the water was still dropping a half an inch a day, and they kept moving out a little bit further and a little bit further. And I just followed them each day of practice. And come tournament day, they had moved out to a little bit, quite a bit deeper water comparative to where they were. And that's when I started catching them. So it's pretty cool, being able to follow them and things like that. I learned a lot this tournament, a lot more than I thought I would. And So first day of the tournament, I went into that area. I had an observer. One of my fellow competitors that fishes KBF. She's a police officer down in southern Louisiana, and she's working on a portfolio to become a photographer or open her own photography business. So she asked if she could come up and follow me around and take pictures. And
oh
so
wow.
she followed me all day, and I got some really cool what I call skinny shots because I don't have any skinny pictures of me since I lost all this weight. And and so and she's a lot like you. She's like
Uh,
my sister. So she was ragging on me the whole day. It was fun. But I literally went into that area Saturday, the first day of the tournament. There were bass boats in there from a club tournament, and a lot of those fish were spooked. I mean, a lot of them you could tell were just, they weren't biting right. And I found one little spot that had a school of fish on it, and I caught 5 fish in 5 casts, and I caught 7 fish in 9 casts, or 8 fish in 9 casts, and got a really good limit and left the area for the day. Didn't even come back to it, and did a little bit of and fished the rest of the as much of the lake as I could the rest of the tournament, and ended up with a pretty good limit, 98 and a half or 98 and a quarter inches, which put me in 10th place going into day two. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to win this thing. I mean, being in 10th place, being almost 4 inches out of the lead, I was like, there's no way. And so Carol, you're right, that's Emily. It was my photographer. And uh and so I second day, I just kind of went fishing. I went back to that area. It was a Sunday. There was nobody in it. I didn't expect to have hardly any boats in there this time of the year because everybody's hunting. And so I spent the whole day in there just trying to pick them apart. I'd catch a 19 incher here, a 20 incher here. I caught a 21 and a half, which was my biggest one in the tournament, right at the boat. We finished up the video last night, and it should be launching Saturday of the whole tournament. But yeah, caught a big 21, and then just kind of milled around. And with about 2 hours left, I was in third place, tied for second, but I was, or same amount of inches as second place, but second place had a larger fish than me. So but that's the tiebreaker. So he was in second, I was in third. And then with an hour left, they shut the leaderboard off. And I'm like, dude, I hope I can hold.
oh,
I wanted to make sure I held a top five. So I had no clue what was going on the last hour. I just wanted to hold a top five place.
so you didn't know? You
No,
had no idea?
nope.
Oh,
And because these tournaments, the top five people qualify for the championship next March, and it coincides with the Bassmasters Classic. We actually fished 2 days before the Classic, but on a different lake. So it's going to be on Lake Fork, which is that big trophy lake in Texas. And so that was my goal, just to finish in the top five. And so with about 30 minutes left, I found myself doing what I do most comfortable, is sitting down, looking at my electronics, trying to catch this one fish I saw on a active target. And I'm like, what in the heck am I doing? So this isn't what got me here. So every single fish that entire tournament and most of practice, I caught on a spinnerbait. Okay. It was a Nichols
oh wow.
spinnerbait with white blades. I only had two of them. And halfway through the second day, I broke one of them because I'd caught so many fish on it. I don't know how many, 50, 40, 50, 60 fish on this one spinnerbait. And it broke as I'm bringing a 19 incher, which, made a huge difference. But I was bringing it up into the net, and the spinnerbait broke, and the fish flopped into the net. And, and so no, I didn't lose the fish. I got it, but no, I didn't lose it all. Stayed in the net. And so I was able to get the what was left of the spinnerbait out of its mouth, and so I was on my second spinnerbait. Anyway, go back to a half hour left. So I picked up my active target, put it down in its holder, and I said, I'm not using this the rest of the tournament. I'm just going to grab the spinnerbait, and hit every target that I can hit. Well, I'll tell you, at 15 minutes left, I threw up next to this gnarly stump that was out in the middle of this drain, and I bumped it just barely with a blade, and it went sideways. And I set the hook, and it was a 20.5 inch fish. And I was like, and I did all of this on, I was doing live TikTok the entire day, the whole entire second day. So if anybody wants to follow me on TikTok, I have a Starlink in the front of my kayak, so I have internet all the time, and I basically live stream everything. But and so I caught this fish, and I was like on the live stream, I'm like, this might have moved me into first. So the guy that was in the lead had a really good limit, but he had a limit so big that he couldn't upgrade, and I was only an inch or so behind him. So this really might have moved me up, but I'm not sure. I really thought I was going to go into the award ceremony in second place. Got to the award ceremony, and of course they're calling people's names out all the way down to 25th place, and keep going, and then they call me up for the top five, and then I'm sitting there with just me and him in the top two, and I'm like,
Oh man, my
and I
heart would
looked
be
at,
pounding.
well, I was sitting here, and he's a buddy of mine. Matthew Scotch is his name, and I was talking to him. He's like, "Dude, Fluke, I think you got me." And I was like, Matt, did you call up any fish after you caught 102 inches? He said, "Nope." I said, "Yep, I got you by half an inch," and that's when I knew. So I was like,
Oh,
"Golly!"
oh my
So
God, Fluke.
yep,
My
and
heart's
so
pounding just thinking about it. Like
that
I could feel it.
yep, that fish I caught with 15 minutes left was worth a little over $9,000. That was the upgrade from where I was in the standings when I caught that fish. And I didn't, to me it was just, it just, I still doesn't seem real. I mean, it still doesn't seem real that I did, because it
It
wasn't
hasn't
even,
sunk in yet.
well, it
It,
wasn't even on
it
my radar, at the beginning of the
right.
tournament, for the beginning of day two, it wasn't even on my radar to win the thing.
Well,
And
let
so it wasn't one of those things that I stressed over, because I'm like, there's no way.
l-
So
let me ask you this: when you were going into this, whether when you were pre-fishing, when you were fishing throughout the
mhm.
tournament, towards the end, whatever, did you get a feeling? Were how you feel like, oh, this is my day. This is my day. I'm gonna
Well,
win. I'm
I don't know. Looking back on it, it was more. I was very few times have I been able to figure out what is going on all over the lake, to where no matter what part of the lake I'm on, it doesn't take me very long to find fish and to catch fish. Now the quality, it all depended on the area, and that's where it was difficult. And so every day in practice, and I think I practiced there 6 days, I would keep track of every fish I caught, but I was moving really fast and just covering as much area as I can. And I always had a really good limit. And so there was really no set area where I could go and say, okay, I'm guaranteed to catch all big fish here. But I had figured out the lake to where I knew how to catch them wherever I was sitting and wherever I was in this lake. And the other two times that I did that, I won the tournament. And so looking back on it, I was like, gee, and I'm talking, thinking to myself as I'm driving home, I'm like, you had it figured out. And every
yeah.
time you get to that point, you end up winning the tournament because you can catch them wherever you're at. No duh. And so, but it doesn't happen very often. Not hardly at all, when you just know know that you can catch them wherever you're sitting. So,
Now
yeah.
you caught it. The last one was on the spinnerbait. You
Yep,
said
was on the spinnerbait.
it was
Yep.
on a spinnerbait. Oh my gosh! So that was your. Have you won any on spinnerbaits before,
I
or
hate
no?
I hate
You
throwing spinnerbaits.
really?
Yeah,
Why?
I would
You
I
just
would rather throw a chatterbait. I can do more. I can finesse more with a chatterbait than I can with a spinnerbait. And
I get you.
I'd have to give a whole video on how to fish a chatterbait and just show you guys how I did it. But with a spinnerbait, you're limited to what the speed you can go and get a good spin and that kind of stuff. You're
Hmm.
limited in a lot of that. But only problem with a chatterbait is when you're fishing around cypress trees and wood and stuff like that, it gets hung up all the
Right.
time. And so I
That's the
was
thing I don't
forced to
like.
throw a spinnerbait. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's what deters me away from a spinnerbait and brings me closer to a chatterbait.
Yep.
That
Yeah,
big
you
one I
got.
caught for the Big Bass World Championship, that was on a
Mhm.
chatterbait.
Yep.
That was a chatterbait. So,
But there's still,
yeah.
and people are throwing chatterbaits all the time now, but there's still places where a spinnerbait will always fish better than a chatterbait.
And can you explain why? Is it just
Just
the
wood,
action
just
of
wood.
it?
Because
Just wood, just
no,
wood.
it has to do with what you're throwing it around. Because a spinnerbait will come up, or a chatterbait will come up over top of a piece of wood, and once it hits the head, once the wood and the head meet, it rolls over and the hook gets hung in. And so with a
Okay.
spinnerbait, it doesn't do that. And there's a lot of nuances to a spinnerbait that prevents it, but it won't do it nearly as much. So
Dave says was going to ask the same. Yeah, I had that question. I had to ask him, Dave. Right?
yep.
Carl says not a chatterbait fan. Yeah, I guess a lot of people, it's for some people,
Oh,
depending on what you want.
I can make you a chatterbait fan.
Yeah.
If I can make my fishing
There you
partner
go,
Damon,
Carl.
if I can make Damon Henderson a chatterbait fan, I can make anybody a chatterbait, because he hated it to the point where I was like, we were fishing together one day, and I had looked on my live scope back when I had the Garmin's, and I saw this school of big ones swimming up between me and him, and I'm like, hey Damon, you want me to show you how to catch a fish on chatterbait? He's like, shut up. And so I take it and I throw a chatterbait right behind his boat, let it land 2 feet behind his boat, let it sink to the bottom, and I slow rolled it back to the boat and caught a 7-pounder.
Oh
And
my God, Fluke.
he's like, I
Oh,
hate you.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I hate you. Mr. Stringer says, I bought the Royal Legend 2 bait casting reel as my first bait caster. Nice, Mr. Stringer. It says, any advice for using a bait caster? Well, Fluke, any advice for Mr.
Um,
Stringer?
have you never thrown one? I'm assuming you probably did if you asked that question. If you haven't thrown one, or if you have trouble with backlashes, I've got a video where I taught my nephew how to fish a bait caster while I was filming the video. So I've got 3 or 4 how to cast a bait caster. That one right there is the best one, because it's got tricks like pulling line out and putting tape on the spool so you don't get an oversized backlash, so it doesn't get super frustrated. And then changing that as you get better and better and better and better at it, and just go out in the yard and practice. But go watch that video when you get a chance.
That's
It's
what I was
taught,
gonna say.
yeah, it's taught thousands of people how to cast a bait caster.
The tape on the
So
spool, that's your biggest friend right there. That's
yeah,
what I
exactly,
went out
because
in my backyard.
it prevents
Yep.
that frustration you get when you have to pick it out all the time, and it reduces the amount of practice that you have
Right.
if you don't
Because
have it on there. So
let's face it, that's what deters people away from using the bait caster. It's the backlash that they say, okay, and they put it down. They don't want to participate anymore because
yep.
they get frustrated. But but yeah, there you go, Mr. Stringer. Check out the videos that Fluke does, and he'll definitely help you out. What about a buzz bait? Ray says. I like a buzz bait. I do. I
I
haven't used one in a long time.
I caught him the first day of practice real good early in the morning on a buzz bait, but after that, because the water was continuing to drop, my theory was they just stopped hitting top water very well. And so no matter how hard I'd throw a buzzbait, they wouldn't come up and get it. They would slurp at it, and sometimes miss it. But if I ran that spinnerbait just barely under the surface, they would hit it. So they wanted a buzzbait, but they didn't want to break the surface to get it. And that one
Okay.
frogfish I caught in the tournament was just a fluke. I saw it come up under one of the mats of grass that was right there. It was just barely under the mats. And I'm like, "Oh, that might be a bass." And I threw the frog over there and pulled it over to the edge of the mat and just sit there and shook it. And it just went and sucked it in and swam off. And I'm like, does he have it? And I'm like, set the hook. So, but yeah,
Better than
it's
me. I can't seem to get a frog to save my life. I can't. I count one, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000.
yeah,
That's something we have to work on, Fluke. We'll have to work
exactly.
on that. Buzz baits are my favorite. New fishing says my dumb fish are scared of them. Carl says. Hi Nikki. Forgot I'm also watching a space rocket launch. That's okay, Uncle Yukon. Thanks for joining us. Many factors of bait casters. Fluke, you fish lizards. Maddie wants to know if you fish lizards.
On a Carolina rig all the time, all the time. Yep. And a lot of that's my offshore bait a lot. And then early in the spring, I'll throw them on a Texas rig in certain situations where there's super clear water or they're getting ready to spawn and that kind of stuff. They'll hit those really good. So
Juan says, what fluke color do you use, Fluke?
one color. I only use one color fluke, and it's white ice, which is clear on the top with glitter and then pearl bottom. So,
I thought I
yep,
had one. I would have showed it. A
all I
lot of
throw.
practice. Ray says a lot of practice, and I watched Fluke's videos, and it really helped me. That's
Yep.
awesome. That's how I learned about Fluke. Ray was watching his videos. Now I'm not talking the recent video. I'm talking videos back before he was big time Fluke. Back when it was just Gene sitting on his boat with his red Georgia fishing hat and teaching people how to fish.
That's right.
Um, a lot of practice. Chatterbaits are my arch nemesis. High and muddy fishing says. I hear you.
Oh
I just
man,
get
I don't know what
lucky
you're
with
missing.
them. I don't know if I know how to fish them properly. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I just get lucky with them. I just go out there. I'll yo-yo it. I'll let it
Hmm.
flutter down, pop it up. You yo-yo the bait, and then I'll vary the retrieve. I'll reel it in fast, then I'll reel it in slow. I don't know. I seems to
I
work.
get you. When I come down in January, February, I'll take it to a lake that's perfect to learn a chatterbait. So
Okay,
that'd be
perfect.
fun.
Do you use flukes on a donkey rig or just one fluke
I
or
use
just
them on
one
a
fluke?
I use them on a double fluke rig. I don't call it a donkey rig because I know their double fluke rig was the original name of it, and I don't know what knucklehead came up with a donkey rig, but that's to me that's not the name of it. So
How good is the warranty on KastKing rods? Really good. Um, I would say, right, Fluke? I mean, there are
that is
depending
one
on
thing I haven't looked at is the warranty of them. I
yeah.
haven't broken one yet. I had one come in the mail broke and they replaced it. I do know that, but
I know
yeah, I,
that, yeah, whatever issue you have, I know our customer service, Uncle
yeah,
Yukon is number one, really. And I'm not just saying that because I'm part of Cask King. We're rated, literally.
yep.
We have Brian, Captain Brian. He's our number one guy for customer service. He's also a captain. He's a guide. He's a big time fisherman, so he knows the products. He knows how to talk to people. But if you have an issue, just call up, talk to Brian, and he'll either send you a new one, send you a part, have you, fix it or whatever, but they'll work
So
with you.
and that's one of the big differences between Cast King and any other rod and reel company that I know of. Because I've been around the industry for almost 20 years, and I know a lot of these guys. A lot of them are my friends. I know a lot of people. But one thing about Cast King is I don't know anybody who sits behind a desk in the
Right.
company. I
They're
don't.
they're
I
they're not.
There's nobody that sits behind the desk.
No, they
You
don't.
know.
There's nobody that just sits here like this. They are
Yeah.
out on the water fishing.
Yeah. And so
Literally, Brian has his headset on. He's got a headset and he's out
one
literally
of those
on the
truckers
water.
headsets.
Yes, he literally goes around all day for 8 hours a day or however long his shift is, and he'll
Yep.
have the headset on, and he will be out on his boat fishing, doing his own work, whatever it is, and he will answer. Press the little button, and he'll answer a cascade call.
Flipping
It's
genius.
it's awesome. You're literally right, Fluke. Nobody in casting literally sits behind a desk and is at a type, on a computer typing or
We need to get him
answering.
Starlink on his boat so he can do everything there.
Oh my God, he would love you. Are you kidding me? He would love you. Fluke,
uh,
how do you choose the combo to start the fishing day, or you have a favorite to start always? Oscar asked.
depends on the time of the day. I'm pretty lazy. I don't like to wake up early in the morning unless I have to go fish a tournament or something. And so if the sun's already up, I'm going to throw something that is a little subsurface, and I always start with like a moving bait. Most of the time, though, one of the biggest tips that I can give you is spend time looking. Don't try to catch a fish before you know where the fish are, if that makes
That's
sense.
good advice.
And so, if I get to a lake and I haven't been there a while or I've never been there, I will spend the first 2, 3, 4 hours of the day just looking. I'm looking for bait. I'm looking for life. I'm trying to figure out where concentrations of life is, and then I start fishing. So, and the bait I use is usually choose is a moving bait.
That's good. That's good advice. Um, Oh, New Fishing said yes. KastKing has rods have a limited lifetime warranty. Thank you, New Fishing. That was something Fluke and I didn't even know about was the
Yep.
warranty. I had no idea. Um, do you all recommend a KastKing rod for a big swim bait? What rod would you recommend for a big swim bait rod?
I'm gonna say no. They don't
Yeah.
have a really good big swim bait rod yet. Let me work on that over the next few months
You said
because
that last show.
yeah,
Yeah.
I throw big swim baits, and I currently throw it on a Dobbins because they make really good swim bait rods. But I also throw 165 and $200 swim baits too. So I just want to make sure you guys know that's something that we're working on. But you know, there
I
are
forgot to
some like if you have like a 6 inch bull shad that's only an ounce and a half or ounce and a quarter, you can throw it on any of the jig rods that Cast King makes and it'll work just fine. But if you start getting up into those 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 inch hard bodied swim baits, you got to have something a little bit beefier.
I
So
agree.
Yep.
I agree.
But
The person
I
who
do
asked
throw it
that,
on a, oh gosh, what's the name of that reel? What's the black reel that's the 7-3-1's black and the 8-1-1 is red?
Speed Demon.
Speed
The
Demon. I throw
Yep,
all my bull shads on a Speed Demon reel though.
yep.
Even the big heavy ones, and I've never had an issue with it.
That's a great
So,
reel. I love my Speed Demon,
yep.
the black one.
Yep.
Trump. The person who asked that was Trump is best for the country. That's their name. I always call out the names. That's a good name.
Go
I'm
vote,
waking
y'all.
up. Go vote. Yes. Let me stop and just tell you guys, please get out there and vote.
Yep.
You
I
know,
just wish there
uh,
was a way to turn off these stupid text messages I've been getting. I'm like, look, I've already voted. Leave me alone.
yeah, yeah, and do it in person. Get out and
Yeah.
do it in person. There's
Get in
already
person.
cheating going on. They're
Yeah, you
setting
can't.
ballot boxes on fire.
Yeah.
They're
Absentee
it's
ballots are
crazy.
so hard or so easy to cheat on. So yeah, I don't mess with them. Never have, except when I was in the military. So but
Hiya Muddy asks, what KastKing rod would compare to an unbreakable ugly stick in regards to toughness?
we don't make fiberglass rods.
No, I'm just trying to think of one that compares
I don't
that we
know
could cool.
because unbreakable ugly stick is fiberglass, which has very little sensitivity. You can't feel
What about the
squat.
spiral?
The
What about the
Sporel
spiral?
maybe,
Yeah,
that's more of a big heavy broom handle,
yeah.
full combat
No
rod.
give. There's no give
Yeah,
to it.
it's a
Yeah.
full combat rod. It's very difficult would be very difficult to break one of those. But when you're talking about ugly sticks, they have so much flex in them. You can beat them up, and they're not going to break because they're made out of fiberglass. Total different. It's like comparing apples to oranges.
I bought one in April. I finally found the real Royal Legend rod and reel. I burned the rod tube the other week. I think I forgot to take the rod out of the tube. The warranty said accident. Oh, okay. That's the one. Uncle Yukon was the one who was asking about the warranty. Yeah,
Mm,
give him a call, Uncle Yukon. That's your best bet. Talk with Brian, and he'll definitely help you out. Like I said, he's a good guy. He'll work with you. The Kong rod. Juan says the Kong rod can compare
okay,
to,
I haven't used that
yeah.
one yet. So
Juan, great idea, Juan. I love you, Juan. That's a great idea. Thanks for letting us know. I live in Washington State. All cemeteries vote blue here. Sam said all cemeteries vote blue. Oh,
I'm not
Sam.
getting into all that. That's funny though.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah, I don't talk politics. I always keep it out, but I have to give that to you, Sam. That was funny.
That is funny.
Um, Maddie says, Fluke, I'm throwing a Zara Spook Jr. on my MG12. Is that okay to do?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's what I would do. You could probably throw that thing a mile. Good gosh. I don't think that thing will hold enough line for that one. My goodness. Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
yeah,
good.
we do. Gary just reminded me. We do. We make the progressive glass rod.
Okay. I'll have to order one of
Yeah.
those and try it out.
Yeah, I don't have one. Do I? No, I don't think I got one. No, I would show you. But we did show one, right, Gary? Didn't I have one on the show? I think I did. Thanks, Juan. I will check it out. I had to grab a whirl a bunch. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do quick because Flu can't stay out long. He's got to get off pretty soon. We're lucky and I'm very blessed to have him be able to come on for the third
Yeah,
show.
we found the window I could squeeze into.
We found a window. He's actually in his vehicle right now, but he can't stay with us long. So I want to do a big inline giveaway today, okay? And I'm gonna pick a winner, and Fluke is gonna pick a winner, and I'll let you know what to put down, and we'll scroll and not look, and we'll pick the name,
Yep.
and we'll pick the product that you win. But I want to talk to you guys about a new product that KastKing is pushing here, and that's our V15 heavy duty rod rack. If you guys don't know what that is, that's the one hanging right there on my wall. It's got the KastKing thing right there. And if this is really, really cool, guys. This is really nice. It holds 15 combos. That's why they call it the V15 rod rack. So you can hang it on your wall. You can hang it like in your garage. You can, and it comes with
So
all the things.
so I'm going to explain what it does. It actually squeezes the rod blanks, and so that the
Yep.
rubber that's on there is super soft, and it's made to just squeeze the rod blanks. So you can put your rods really close together by just staggering the reels. And so
Yep.
you stagger the reels, and it'll literally hold 15 rods.
It
I'm
literally
jealous
holds
that you have
15.
one and I don't. I want one. I saw them at ICAST. I was like, that's nifty. So
Yeah, I love these guys. And it's great because what does it do? It takes up no space at all. You see it
yep,
hanging there? It'll clean up everything off of your garage floor, your office floor, your fishing room floor. Instead of a rod rack like this, you see how it takes up a little bit of space. It's in the way. You know, my guitars, my amp, everything over here is kind of taking up that whole space. Well, the rod rack that's hanging doesn't take up any space at all. I can put the rods in there, let them hang down with the combos or whatever, and I can get rid of this. And now I have all this open space. That's what I love about this is you can fit so many of them in there and it's not going to take up any space at all. And like Fluke said, these are really, really tough material. So you don't have to worry about them slipping out or falling, and you can stagger them. And it's like I said, it's super nice. It comes with all the screws, everything you need to get it in there. You don't need anything else. And like I said, this is the box it comes with. You know, narrow and wide V grooves with rubber material. Grab any diameter rod up to a 1/2 inch for quick and easy vertical storage. Stagger the height of your rods or combos to store up to 16 combos in less than 17.5 inches of wall space. Less than 17.5 inches. 3 mounting holes, extra tall 3/4 rubber V grooves. So yeah, so this is a really, really great product, guys, to have. This is out now, so you can check it out. Again, it's the V15, and that is what is hanging right there. I should have put some rods in there for you guys, but I haven't had a chance to do that. But this is a
So
great
yeah,
rod rack.
Dino, it locks in. So it's like you just stick it in there and it's there. That's why there's no base to it at all. It doesn't need to hold the
Yeah.
bottom of the rods.
Want me to show you? Let me show you. So here's I got the this is our estuary rod. You guys can see here. So what you would do is there's different, you know, spaces here. You can see here, you just push it in like that. It's in. So now it's hanging. It's off of the floor. It's not in the way. My guitar is. And there's different spaces. So you got a big space here, small space, big space, small space, big space, and it kind of staggers. So it wouldn't go in this spot because it won't fit, but it'll squeeze right in this one. So you see that? So it's just nice like that. Um, it's just really nice to have. Like I said, if you're trying to save room and get everything up off the floor, if you don't particularly like the regular rod rack. So what we're gonna do, guys, I'm gonna do a giveaway on this. And this is going to be one of our giveaways today. Like I said, we're going to do an in live giveaway. And how we're going to do that is I'm going to have you guys spam the chat. You can write it as many times as you want. I want you to write V15. So write V15 for the rod rack. And I'm going to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. Well, Fluke is. And he's going to close his eyes. And then when we say stop, he's going to stop and he's going to look with his fingers on and he's going to pick a name. You got that, Fluke?
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
I can
Keep
speed
going, guys.
scroll with the best of them.
Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet.
I'm
No,
not.
I'm gonna allow them
I'm
to
gonna let
keep
him.
doing
I'm
it.
gonna let him jump on there.
Keep doing it, guys. V15. Keep spamming it. Write it as many times. V15. V15. Keep
So
going.
one of the boat ramp that I put on for the tournament, and something to talk about while we're waiting on them to spam it, is
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. You couldn't put a boat in there. Like if you had a boat on a trailer, there wasn't enough water in that cove to put a boat in. I had to take and back my trailer down the boat ramp and then back the trailer into the water onto some gravel and then push my kayak off and then put a pair of hip waders on to wade out. And I had to wade out about 150 to, oh, it's you. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. There we go.
We lost you for a sec. Oh, there
Yep.
you go.
So I had to put a pair of hip waders on, duck hunting hip waders, and push my kayak out 150 yards in the mud and silt,
Oh no.
and then climb into my kayak and paddle out every morning.
No,
And
you did.
and stupid me, in planning to get to fish this tournament, I knew for sure I was going to fish the other lake, which was Lake Caddo. So I got an Airbnb on the other side of Lake Caddo, and it just happened to be 80 miles from Lake Bistano where I fished the tournament.
Oh my
And so
God.
every morning for practice and for the tournament, I had to leave. I had to wake up at 3 a.m. and jump in the car and get there in time to go, to launch and everything else. So
Oh my God.
I had to fill up my tank every day. I'm glad I won some money because it pays for gas. Oh, it was bad.
That helped big
Yep.
time. All
Oh, it
right, you
was
guys
dumb of
ready?
me.
Here we go. Go ahead, Fluke. Scroll.
All right, you ready?
All right.
All right, I'm gonna speed scroll. Let me go
Speed
up and go
scroll,
down and
don't
go
look.
up and down.
Yep,
Good gosh, you guys threw it in a bunch of them. Oh
I
my
know.
goodness.
They really spammed it.
Jeez. All right, here we go. Matthew Dillon is what I stopped on.
Maddie, no way. Maddie, congratulations. All right, guys, stop. Maddie won first time. Go, Maddie. Congratulations, Matt Dillon. Wow. Okay, guys, you can stop right now.
They ain't stopping.
Congratulations. They stop. Congratulations, Maddie. Maddie, you know the drill. You got to write Jessica at E Poseidon. If one of my mods want to just write E Poseidon in, that's EPOSEIDON.com. And that's Jessica at E Poseidon. One of my mods want to write that in. Congrats, Maddie. And guys, we're going to do it again right now. Okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick one now. Fluke picked. I'm going to pick. So, guys, go ahead. Start spamming. V15. V15, guys. Keep spamming. Go ahead. Start spamming.
So Nikki,
Maddie, you got to write Jessica.
I'm thinking about shaving
No.
all of this
No,
off.
Fluke. No, don't shave the beard.
You know,
Anything but the beard.
it's probably been 9 years, 10 years since I've shaved, and so yeah, I'm gonna do it just for fun. And everybody, they do no shave November. Mine's gonna be I'm shaving November.
Oh, no. You
I
really
don't know.
going
I
to
haven't
do it?
decided
You
yet.
going to shave
I
it?
don't know. I usually lose about 10 years of life when I do it. I usually go from looking
I've
like
seen
I'm
you.
50 to look like I'm 40. So
I've seen your pictures in the military, right?
yeah,
You didn't you had a oh my gosh.
it'll be funny. I'm gonna do it when my kids don't know it, and
Keep
then
spamming, guys.
and then freak my kids out in the morning.
They're gonna be like, "Who's this man? Who are
Oh,
you?"
last time I did it, John David was a baby and he cried. I mean, he cried for like an hour.
Oh, oh, you scared a poor kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's good
that would
though,
have
Fluke.
been that would have
That'd
been
be something
14.
different.
Yeah, that would have been 14 years ago. I did the last time I shaved.
I think it would look great. You look great with both. Either,
Yeah.
there's some people that just can't have a beard, and there's some people that can't not have it, that they need the beard. They're like, "Why did you
Mhm.
shave that beard? Keep it on." Keep going, guys. Ready? All right. Here we go. I'm doing it. All right. And stop. Gary. Gary. Oh my gosh, Gary. Congratulations. Gary. You won the rod rack. So we got Gary and Maddie. Congratulations. Gary, you finally won. Gary's one of our mods, Fluke.
And
And
he hadn't won one yet.
he hasn't won one. Gary, I don't think he has, right, Gary? You haven't won one? Maddie has though. All right, Gary. All right,
That's
Maddie.
funny.
Congratulations. You guys won our big inline giveaway. You won the V15 rod rack. So you guys know the drill. You've been in the lives forever. You got to write Jessica at E Poseidon. So that's EPOSEIDON.com. Give her your name, your address, and tell her you won the V15 rod rack on my live show today with Fluke. And yeah, that's the giveaway, guys. Congratulations. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. So, Fluke, any other tournaments you have coming up? What's the
Just
next
that
drill?
one,
Just that
just the
one?
Georgia State Championship coming up. So, and then I'm done for the year, and I might be done for a while until until March of next year. So, but there is one cool thing we're doing that some people don't know about, but we're making the official announcement Friday on my Friday Night Live. Is I'm starting a team kayak series next year where it's just 2-man teams. You and a buddy get together and come join the tournament and everything else. It's a four. Right now we got 4 lakes this next year. We know the first one's Lake Hartwell in March, the 1st of March. After that, we haven't really decided on dates. We're waiting on other series to get their schedules out before we do that. But the goal is just to have a tournament series where it's just fun, and you and a buddy can share costs and travel expenses and that kind of
Oh,
stuff
that's
to
awesome.
keep the cost down. Entry is going to only be $200 a team, so $100 a person, and then
Okay.
100% payout. I'm not trying to make any money at this. We got some sponsors that are already lined up that are ready to jump on board and that kind of stuff. But biggest thing is just I want it to be fun,
Yeah.
and so more details will be coming out, but we'll make the official announcement this Friday. It'd be pretty cool.
Listen, I was coming up with an idea I wanted to announce to everybody with you, but I want to do something with you. Everybody keeps talking about when we do the giveaways, we do like a big giveaway. everybody wants to come down and fish. Hey, can I fish with you, Nikki, or whatever? I was thinking of coming up with something where maybe you and I can fish with them. Whether if you're down here in Florida or if you're in Georgia, I can come up to you or whatever it is.
Mhm. Yeah, just do like a big shindig, a big. Yep. Do like a get together, a big. I used to do get-togethers all the time years ago. Yep. Yep. Think I've got a scar right here somewhere. I got a scar right there. No, it was a jig. It was a jig. Oh.
Something. So, and maybe that's some good luck to you. But it's always a blast having you on the show. It's always laughing, always positivity, and a great time. Thank you for answering everybody's questions. And
Yep.
we're always looking forward to hearing your adventures. And we can't wait to have you back on.
Good girl. I appreciate it. It's been a blast. Always is. Always is. So, but yeah, I'm gonna jump off of here and everybody have fun this week. Stay out of trouble. Keep your lines wet. And Nikki, love you. I'll talk to you next time.
Love you. Thank you, Fluke. Guys, happy Halloween. Stay safe. Keep grinding. Stay strong. Always stay humble. And as always, keep on fishing. I'll catch you guys in the next adventure. Congratulations to our giveaway winners. Love you guys. Thanks, guys.